Hey guys, this is Ackley SamAttack4427 here with, well, I knew I have to make this video somehow, because, yeah, part of me almost, pretty much, yeah, I guess I knew right away that, given to the recent news, I think I was a little hesitant on what I have to say, but given to the recent news that just dropped not too long ago, I figured now is a good time for me to make this video for sure. So yeah, and I know I did say that I will definitely work on several video projects for this year, and don't worry, I still will, to be honest. But I need to bring this up in this video right now before I can actually do exactly that, because it is quite devastating when you really think about it for sure. And what's even more surprising is that what I'm about to talk about does revolve around a certain person who worked on a little TV show that I grew up with as a child, and I have devoted part of my channel to when I first started. So yeah, and in case you don't want, in case you are quite curious to know exactly what I'm actually talking about, I'll mention it right here. So yeah. In case you actually don't know, just right around earlier today, by the time I'm recording this video, apparently the news have actually dropped not too long ago that Britt Allcroft, the creator of Thomas the Tank Engine, the show that I grew up with as a kid, has sadly passed away very recently. And yeah, words cannot even describe on how devastating this news is by far, and yeah, even I have to admit I was really devastated when I heard the news by far, and of course, the news have actually gone out by of course, Brandon Carty on Twitter, who has actually confirmed the news by far, saying that Britt Allcroft has sadly passed away on Christmas Day of last year. And I need to bring this up by far because, well, yeah, I will admit, I think when it comes to any well-known figures, let alone celebrities that we all know and love, pretty much have sadly passed away, it can be very devastating in its entirety for sure. But I know hands down that the people who actually love these figures know they've actually changed their lives for sure, and they wouldn't be where they are right now without these figures. And I can definitely make the argument for Britt Allcroft entirely for sure, because given to what I've actually seen, and especially through like interviews and stuff, she's actually a very kind woman for sure. She really helped revolutionize Thomas the Tank Engine for sure, and really did the original Railway series books justice, and made the TV show that we all know and love all the more iconic for sure. And yeah, and I could definitely side with plenty of people saying that they pretty much, if anything, I have actually grown up with Thomas the Tank Engine ever since I was a little kid, especially when I actually popped in one of my very first Thomas VHSs that I had as a kid, which was Thomas Breaks the Rules and Other Stories, and yeah, and I knew right away that when I was a little kid, when I first saw pretty much the said show on VHS, I was hooked on tremendously for sure. It really helped define part of my childhood alongside plenty of others that I grew up with watching as a kid. But as time goes on, and for most of the shows I've actually grown out of due to other interests, I knew that Thomas the Tank Engine was one that that really did shape me, and I never let go of it entirely, and it is, of course, one of the driving forces of course, what made me want to pretty much pursue making videos of my making videos of my own for sure, starting out with doing them at home whenever I would pretty much use my parents' camera for sure to really make the videos that I really enjoy making for sure, and leading to where I am right now with my ongoing career on YouTube for sure. It really does show that I've really grown a whole lot, and I make it no big surprise that when I first started out making videos on YouTube, I actually did start out with making videos revolving around Thomas the Tank Engine for sure, and yeah, this was like long before I've actually pretty much started out with doing reviews and stuff on my channel, or even putting together some amazing cosplays and going out to conventions, and that's just to name me a few for sure. And part of that may be is because that for Thomas the Tank Engine, again, he really did shape up my childhood for sure, and yeah, I think pretty much without him, I wouldn't be where I am right now for sure. In fact, I think I knew pretty much throughout my years, I really do have a strong love for Thomas the Tank Engine for sure. Yet, pretty much, pretty much going through pretty much my old VHSs when they were using models at the time I think that's pretty much when I first started out, when I was like pretty much in my early years, when I was like a small little infant, growing up to be a little kid for sure, throughout the first few years of my life. Thomas the Tank Engine has really shaped up who I am for sure, and even Thomas and the Magic Railroad, the movie pretty much that we all have mixed opinions on nowadays. I do have fond memories of finally seeing that movie on the big screen around the time it came out for sure, and yeah, I was like 4 years old when it actually came out for sure, and that was actually my first exposure to seeing a movie at the movie theater for sure, to which thankfully that is actually continue on even to this day, because that actually did shape up on what I do nowadays for sure. And let's not forget to mention, pretty much, even going through several toy aisles at several different stores that I would go to pick up some nice Thomas merchandise for sure. Yeah, it was actually a really great time, and I knew hands down that I never let go of Thomas the Tank Engine for sure, and even nowadays, with, of course, when I actually make videos on my channel about Thomas for sure, ranging from pretty much some stuff that I do want to show my love for, of course, the show for sure, and even discussing about the show and the movies for sure, and even showing off several merchandise and stuff that I would actually collect for sure. I knew my strong love for the Little Blue Tank Engine has, of course, really grown a whole lot for sure, and I guess for Britt Allcroft to pretty much give us the iconic TV show that we all know and love for sure, I can definitely side with a lot of people and say that I pretty much couldn't help but thank her in the long run for actually pretty much making the iconic show that we all know and love for sure, and not to mention still love even to this day, even if it's gone in a different direction that we know we didn't like for sure. And yeah. And like I said, I guess without her creating Thomas the Tank Engine that we all know pretty much back then, and we know now for sure, we wouldn't be where we are right now in its entirety. In fact, pretty much the Thomas the Tank Engine community wouldn't exist without Britt Allcroft for sure. And yeah, give it to all that in its entirety. She really has actually given us pretty much something that we never let go of, never actually stray away from for sure, and never actually grew out of in its entirety. And yeah, I can definitely side with a lot of people that had given to the recent news for sure. I was in fact devastated that she passed away very recently. To think that she really has given us such an iconic show made for kids that we loved back then, and we now, and we love now for sure. It really does break my heart to see that she's gone for sure. But you know what? She may be gone, but I know her legacy is not going away anytime soon. Because with what I've actually seen, with what I've seen in the Thomas the Tank Engine community, we've had a lot of people that stuck around, some new people that came in, not knowing what they're gonna get themselves into, but will actually give off something good, and even some from the past that have moved on to greater and better things. I think I knew right away that we want to keep the legacy going since after her passing. And I know that's exactly what she wants for sure. I mean, really think about it. Yeah, in fact, pretty much if anything, going all the way back, the Reverend Wilbur Audrey, who actually created the original Railway series books that spawned the TV show that we now know for sure. Yeah, despite him, pretty much with him being gone. Yeah, I think, yeah, pretty much Thomas the Tank Engine is still going on even after his passing. In fact, even his own son, Christopher, has actually pretty much done an incredible job writing a few more books in the Railway series before it finally concluded with, of course, the last one for sure. And I think it really does show that Christopher really wanted to keep the legacy of Thomas going and pretty much really make his father proud, and I'm really glad he did that. And not to mention when the, pretty much during the time of the TV show for sure, we were all devastated that the show's director, David Mitton, is sadly gone for sure, alongside one of the best narrators in the show, George Carlin. I mean, really think about it. George Carlin, a comedian known for black comedy for sure, has narrated an entire TV show made for kids about this little blue tank engine. And yeah, I know I was devastated as well that those two were gone, but you know what? We still remember them for sure, for who they are and what they do. In fact, David Mitton has actually done an incredible job directing the first few seasons of the show for sure, and we know we still remembered him even after his passing. And George Carlin, pretty much when he narrated a couple of seasons in the US dub of Thomas, we knew hands down that pretty much he did a phenomenal job for sure, and I think given to all that, he even thinks so as well, because he wanted to pretty much narrate Thomas and even play Mr. Conductor in Shining Time Station after Ringo Starr left the role, because he wanted to show people a different side of him for sure. And And I'm really glad he actually did that for sure, because, yeah, for George Carlin, he may actually be a pretty much a comedian who actually pretty much does nothing but a whole bunch of black comedy and pretty much unleashes a amount of swear words in his comedy routines. Did a phenomenal job being showing a different side where he can actually be kind and friendly and actually be a symbol to kids, especially in children's media for sure. And yeah, even though George Carlin is no longer with us, I still applaud him for the commitment he actually did for sure, and he really did leave a massive impact in its entirety. And those are just naming a few for sure, because yeah, even though those people are no longer with us for sure, we still know the legacy of Thomas the Tank Engine is still going on even to this day, even if it's going in a direction that we knew we didn't like for sure, as with the case of course, All Engines Go for sure. But it's just like I said when mentioning All Engines Go in one of my videos for sure, that we know the original Thomas the Tank Engine is still an icon even to this day, and we're never going to let go of him anytime soon. And I'm pretty sure that keeping his legacy alive will actually show that we do care for sure, and we do want to show a lot of love and support. And I know hands down that is exactly what we're willing to give to Britt Allcroft now that she's no longer with us, because that is something that she wanted for sure, and yeah, if that's the course that we're gonna take, then I know hands down that we're gonna do exactly that. In fact, I know I'm gonna do that for sure on my part, because, well, because yeah, like I said, Thomas the Tank Engine shaped up to who I was back then, and he made me who I am right now. He was like one of my heroes for sure, and yeah, say what you will about the original show for sure, but I can definitely make the argument that the original Thomas the Tank Engine TV show would leave a massive impact for both kids who have actually watched it for sure, and even adults who actually watch it when they were kids. Pretty much similar to other kids shows that we all know and love back then for sure, and we still love nowadays, such as for the case of both Sesame Street and Mr. Rogers for sure. And that's just to name a few, of course, my part for sure. So yeah. And I think I know if that's something that Britt Allcroft wanted us to do to keep the legacy of the Little Blue Tank Engine alive, then that's exactly what we're going to do, hands down. And I know she would absolutely love that for sure. And yeah, and I guess if anything, I still applaud her for shaping us in creating the childhood icon that we still love and admire even to this day, even if it's going in the direction that we're not ready for, hands down. And yeah, it really does break my heart to see that she's gone. But we're going to keep her legacy alive for sure, and truth be told, I definitely want to mention this for sure. Now, not too long ago, pretty much nearly exactly 5 years ago, since I did mention Brandon Carty, yeah, exactly about 5 years ago, I actually helped contribute to his documentary film that he's put out not too long ago, An Unlikely Fandom, on his Kickstarter campaign for sure, and And yeah, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering if there's any update on that. Well, there are for sure, but hopefully I think later on we might get some future updates later on regarding the campaign for sure. But that's beside the point. Now, just nearly about 2 years ago, on around November of 2023, the documentary itself actually had a premiere for sure, and yeah, and I've actually heard that it was actually a really great time, and the documentary received a lot of great feedback for sure to the people who have actually attended the hangout for sure, and of course, pretty much of anything, I was really quite surprised that based on the videos I've actually looked up on social media, that Britt Allcroft herself was actually at that premiere for sure, alongside the co-creator of Shining Time Station, Rick Sigelkow, and just to see her show up for sure, that almost made me think, man, I wish I would have been there for sure, because that is absolutely incredible, and I am really quite thrilled by that for sure, and of course, if I would have gone back in time, pretty much to several years ago for sure, I would have had the honor to officially meet her in person, and pretty much by all means thank her for shaping up part of my childhood. That is something I should have done if I would have gone back in time. Because you know what? That would have been a long time dream come true on my part. And much like given to the recent news, I was very devastated that that opportunity never came to a fruition. Because that would have been something I would really love for sure, and yeah. But still, I think it would have been quite nice if that actually did happen. So I guess for this case, I will say this. Britt Allcroft, I guess seeing how you're no longer with us for sure, I still want to say this. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for creating the iconic TV show that we all know and love even to this day, and much like everyone else, you really shaped up my childhood. You made me who I am, because without you, we wouldn't be where we are right now. We wouldn't have pretty much Sword Art Island forums. We wouldn't have pretty much all sorts of people creating videos revolving around Thomas the Tank Engine. We wouldn't have all of that without you, hands down. And we still love and appreciate you, even to this day. And you may be gone, but I know, hands down, we will never, ever forget you. That's all I can say on that front. So yeah. That's pretty much what I can say on, of course, that front. So yeah, once again, Britt Allcroft, thank you so much for all this, and you really have given us such an iconic legacy that we know we're going to keep on going, especially with this year when Thomas the Tank Engine, pretty much the entire franchise itself is about to become 80 years old this year. And to that, we still love it all the way back then, And we're still going to keep on continuing to love him anytime soon. And whatever future projects we're going to get, hands down, whether it be anything else revolving around All Engines Go, depending on what will actually go on, whether we like it or not, or the upcoming Mark Forster movie that is currently in development as we speak. We know, hands down, that for you, Britt Allcroft, we're going to keep your legacy going, hands down. Because if anything, the Thomas the Tank Engine community has a lot of ups and downs over the years, but is still pretty much the one community that still wants to show love and support to the iconic blue tank engine we all know and love. And we might as well keep that way. Yeah, that's what I want to say. We still want to show our love and appreciation for the entire franchise, and I know we're going to keep it that way. So yeah, thank you so much, Britt Allcroft, for all of this, and you really shaped us on who we are, and of course, it is sad to see you gone, but we're never going to forget you, so rest in peace, Britt Allcroft. You really have shaped us on who we are right now. And we're going to keep the legacy of everything pretty much that is taking place in the island of Sordor alive. And that's all I want to say on that front. So yeah, to that I say thank you. And with that being said, I think I'll definitely end this video here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest video. And well, I want to ask all of you guys, how has Thomas the Tank Engine shaped up on who you are right now, and where would you be right now without Thomas, and who you be where you are right now if Britt Allcroft never actually came in and created who we are for sure? That's something I definitely want to know. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. I would definitely love to pretty much hear all of your stories hands down. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest video that I've decided to put together last minute, and don't worry about a thing. I'm still going to keep on making more videos that'll be coming up, because I've got plenty that I've wanted to get off the ground for sure, and well, I definitely want to say this. In case a lot of you guys don't know, for this year, I'm shooting to work on Season 10 of WTPU, aka What the Pickup. And I've already got about 7 items that I've already got on standby that I'm ready to talk about in their own episodes. And I definitely want to say, right at the last minute, given to the recent news, for the Season 10 premiere, I'm going to throw in a massive tribute to Britt Allcroft. Yeah. That is something I'm definitely going to do right at the last minute once I finally decide to get it going up for sure. And hopefully, I think it will be worth it, hands down. So definitely be on the lookout for that. So yeah. That's all I can say for now, alongside other videos I'll work on later on down the road for sure, so be on the lookout for that. So yeah. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video, and once again, thank you so much, Britt Allcroft. I'm Ackley, Attack4427, and let's keep your legacy going, Britt. Let's keep your legacy going.